Hello College Algebra student, this video is for chapter 2.6, solve other equations. So in this particular part, which is part 2, we are solving radical equation and if possible, we'll solve absolute value equation. So this is in addition to the two that we have done in part 1. So radical equation are the one where your unknown x or whatever unknown that you have is in a radical. Radical includes square root or cube root or whatever root that you have. So your x is inside, or it is like 3x plus 1, something like that. And then you want to see how you can solve so that you have x equal. So your goal is x equal. So how do I solve this? Remember, radical, if there's multiple terms, you cannot add and subtract terms to get rid of them, or combine like terms by having numbers inside outside. So if there is a like 2x plus 1, you cannot minus 1 to get rid of them. The only thing you can get rid of these radicals or these is to use square. A square would get rid of the square root, and a cube would get rid of a cube root. So that's the idea, and that's what we are doing. So the steps that you will be doing will be you isolate a radical term. Sometimes if you have two, you isolate one only. And if it's a square root, then you use square both sides. If it's a cube root, then you cube both sides to eliminate the radical. So your unknown is free. And then you can solve the remaining equation. After it's free, then you can, do the combined like terms and everything. If there is another radical remain, then you isolate, do it again, and then square it again. The important things you should know is I specifically say check solutions. During the squaring process, a lot of time, some extraneous solution will show up. So not all solution that you get is the correct one. So you always check solution for extraneous one. Extraneous are the one that is introduced and as an extra, but actually is not the real solution. So you only want to find the one that actually works. I'm going to do two examples. One is when I have one radical, the other is when I have two radicals. So this one is quite difficult. So let's do the first one. I have my x unknown is inside radical and also outside. This inside has a 3 along with it. So remember, cannot minus 3 like that. You cannot plus 1 to combine. So the only way to get rid of this radical is to square both sides. So I'm going to write it down. X plus 3 equal to 3x minus 1. I want to get rid of this radical, so I square this side. But at the same time, I have to square up this side. Otherwise, it's not a balance. So this square and square root will cancel. I have x plus 3 free up. Okay, but this is a FOIL, so I have to multiply. 3x minus 1, 3x minus 1. So if I do it here, it will be 9x squared minus 3x plus 1. Because negative 1 and negative 1 is plus 1. So FOIL it carefully. So put it on this side at 9x squared minus 6x. I combine them plus 1. Now this is a quadratic equation. Usually you can solve this by factoring. To factor, you have to have everything on one side, right? 0. This has to go all the way. So minus x minus 3. And this would be minus x minus 3. So I would have 9x squared minus xx minus 1x is minus 7x. Plus 3 plus 1 minus 2 is minus 2. Equal to 0. So how do I solve this? Well, you can use the quadratic formula. You can also use factoring, right? I have not an x squared, but 9x squared. So I'm going to use AC diamond and grouping. Or you can do guess and check. Some of you like to do guess and check. Multiply, add. Negative 18, 7, negative 7. What two number when you multiply they're negative 18, when you add they're negative 7. It's 2 and 9, right? But I want negative 7, so it's here. But this is not the factor. It is for grouping. So 0 equal to 9x squared. I split 7x as plus 2x minus 9x minus 2. And then grouping. So after you do AC diamond, you do grouping. 0 equal to x, because the common factor of 9x squared and 2x is x. 9x plus 2. Negative 9x minus 2, they don't have a common factor. Let's just factor the negative one out. 9x plus 2. Okay, so we have 9x plus 2, that is common. So it factor as x plus 1, 9x plus 2. So we're almost there. So split into 2. Remember the soft quadratic. X minus 1 equal to 0. X is equal to 1. 9x plus 2 equal to 0. X is equal to 2 over 9. Negative 2 over 9. So because it will be minus 2. So now the last step is very important. Don't say that you have two solutions. You have to check. Okay, check x equal to 1. Would x equal to 1 work? So on the left hand side, I would have 1 plus 3 equal to 2, because square root of 4 is 2. On the right hand side, I would have 3 times 1 minus 1. So that's also 2, so that works. So x equal to 1 is right. But what about x equal to negative 2 over 9? Left hand side, I would have square root of negative 2 over 9 plus 1. No, plus 3. So that would be negative 2 over 9 plus 27 over 9. That is 25 over 9. So that is 5 over 3. But on the right hand side, do I have 5 over 3? You don't. It is 3 times negative 2 over 9 minus 1. It is a negative number, right? So it is not right. So this is not a solution. The only one is x plus 1. So you make sure you always check answer. The second one has two radicals. So let's see, how do I solve this? I can combine them. Both of them are below a radical. It seems like it would be nice if I can combine them. Then I have only one radical, but you can. They are trapped inside. So what you can do is isolate one at a time first. So you minus root x minus 2 on this side, minus root x minus 2. And so the left-hand side would only have 2x plus 3. This is a plus. And equal to 4 minus root x minus 2. Now we want to get rid of this radical. Okay, so there's a radical here, but we can just one at a time. So I'm going to square this side and square this side. The only things you can do is you square is you cancel this one. So this radical 2x minus 3 is 3, but this side is not. So we have to FOIL. So I'm going to rewrite it as 4 minus root x minus 2 times 4 minus root x minus 2 to FOIL, because the square of two terms is FOIL. So this would be 4 times 4, 16. 4 times this minus 4 of the radical. So remember, the radical is trapped. It's just 4 times this minus 4 again, x minus 2, and then the last one is this one. Negative root x minus 2 times negative root x minus 2 is plus x minus 2 with no root, because if you are multiplying 2 with root, that means x minus 2 square and the square root do cancel. So you only have x minus 2. So combine like term on this side. This is stay the same. This side I have 16 minus 8 of x minus 2. Remember, you cannot multiply in. And plus x minus 2. So this would be 14 plus x. This x and this x cannot combine. And then I have 2x plus 3. So these are outside, these are outside. These can combine. And I would leave the 8 square root of x minus 2 on here. So I'm going to do subtract x, subtract 14, subtract x, subtract 14. Right? So I have x minus 11 on this side, and I have negative 8 square root of x minus 2 on the right hand side. Okay, so now I want to get rid of the x minus 2 because it's trapped inside for too long. So usually we would divide this first, but we'll just square both sides, right? So all the right terms are combined, with square both sides. So this is foiling. So it'll be x squared minus 22x plus 11 times 11 is 121. This is not foiling. This is just square the first term and square the second term. Square of 64. Square of 8 is negative 8 is 64. Square of x minus 2 is x minus 2. So finally, our last radical is gone. Now it is a quadratic equation. So we would combine everything. 64x minus 128, right? And this is x squared minus 22x plus 121. So the only way to do is factoring. So I minus 64x plus 128 minus 64x plus 128 is really big number. X squared minus 86x, oh gosh, plus 249, right? 121 plus 128 is 249 equal to 0. So this is something that you can do, maybe completing the square because this is even, right? Or you can do factoring, but this number is so big, how do you factor? So I'm going to use a shortcut method, which is graphing. So if you want to find the solution, you can graph it as x squared minus 86x plus 249. Oh, so that's 2x-intercept. What is this one? Oh, it's 3 and it's 83. Very good. So they are actually whole number, 3 and 83. So we would say x minus 3, no, it would say negative, right? X is 3, so it's negative 3, and x equal to 83. So both are positive. Where is it? Is this one? No, it's not this one. It's this one. I lost it. I think it's right here at the bottom. Right, I don't know why I lost it. So x minus 3, x minus 83 is equal to 0. Right, because x is equal to 3. You can actually skip this and you say x is equal to 3. I just pretended I factor it. X equal to 83 from decimal. Okay, so now do I have two solutions? Not necessarily. So check answer. Always check answer. When x is equal to 3, so don't check answer here. Check answer from the very beginning. Square root of 2x plus 3 and x minus 2. So let's do the left hand side. Square root of 2x plus 3. Is it a plus or minus? Plus x minus 2. Plus square root of x minus 2. So plug in 3, so it'll be 6. 6 plus 3 is square root 9. Plus 3 minus 2 is 1. So it's 3 plus 1. Oh, equal to 3 plus 1. It is equal to 4, equal to the right hand side. So this is okay. What about x equal to 83? Oh, not sure. So square root of 2 times 83 plus 3 is what? 166 plus 3 is 169. Plus 83 minus 2 is 81. So it's 13 plus 9. Is it equal to 4? Not equal to 4. So this is not a solution. Only x equal to 3 is the solution. So that's how you solve this kind.